Hey there, it's David Cohen, your local home loan expert. And today I wanted to give you all some tips for buying a rental property. Occasionally I have a client inquire about what's involved, how does it differ from buying a primary residence, and sometimes they're a little surprised about the differences. So these are what I call the tips for buying a rental property and some things you should know. For starters, interest rate is largely determined based on the riskiness of the loan. So when you look at a primary residence, a second home, and an investment property is going to carry the highest risk. So for starters, you can certainly expect the interest rate to be higher than those low rates you see advertised in online or on lenders' websites, because they're typically referring to a primary residence interest rate. So that's the first thing, higher interest rate. Another tip when buying a rental property is be expected to come up with at least a 20% down payment. Again, it's risk-based. When I say risk-based, from a lender's perspective, what that means is if you own a primary residence and you own an investment property or a rental property, and you run into some hard financial times, are you going to default on the home that you live in and risk getting that foreclosed on? Or are you going to default on the home you don't live in and risk foreclosure? At least that's the lender's perspective, and that's why the interest rates and the down payments are adjusted accordingly. One very neat tip that I'll leave you with is that when buying a rental property, one of the things you can do with most lenders is actually qualify to purchase the rental property with the proposed rent that you can generate from that property. So in other words, instead of just having to qualify for the mortgage in full, you can get the luxury of having what's called a comparable rent schedule and an operating income statement provided with the appraisal from your lender, which shows the fair market rent and gives you a great idea of not only what you can rent it for, but helps you qualify for the loan because of what the income property is expected to generate. So I hope those tips on how to buy a rental property are helpful. Of course, if you have any specific situations, please reach out to me and have a great day.